We don't want Mexicans, we don't want Muslims, we don't want gays, and we most absolutely do not want black colored people in America. Out! My Twitter account got suspended for 12 hours after giving my opinion. If this doesn't change, I will be contacting my lawyer. Y'all know for a fact I want to see that conversation with the lawyer. Ah, yes, ma'am, if you look in the fine print, you will in fact see that you indeed did F around and find out. Hello, all of you lovely individuals, and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/entitledBIT, so you know you gotta love it for the people that need to be hit upside the head with the good old humble pie. So you know, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know some entitled scenario situation that you've had to deal with, and if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on them notifications. A standard disclaimer, please read. Okay, you gotta love I didn't know that restaurant reservations could see so much of the details in this. I've literally dined in hundreds of restaurants, many of them are very high-end, so the expectation of excellent service is given. Great, we're off to one of these schmucks. I prefer a spacious table in your dining room with one of your more senior waitstaff. I'm open to almost anything and look for recommendations on whatever dishes you are most proud of. I'm in no hurry and like to savor each course with a small break in between. Fine dining is one of life's greatest pleasures, and I do so often. Make me feel special, make it memorable. Oh, don't worry, you're already doing that for us. You only get one chance to make a great first impression. Oh, so you mean to tell me that if they piss you off, you'll never want to show up again? Alright, you've already pre-ordered your food to be spat in, I can guarantee you that. Asian landlord and bully neighbor issue. Ah yes, love it, keeping it anonymous, fantastic. This weekend, I filled up a kiddie pool on my balcony/terrace and forgot to clear the drain on the deck before draining the pool. The water overflowed into my neighbor's balcony and apparently leaked into the floor downstairs. They were livid. They told me this happens when it rains too much, as well as structurally their pipes cannot drain water fast enough. I apologize profusely for forgetting to clear the drain of debris before draining my pool. I cleared it in front of them and the water went down it immediately. Still, they demanded that I get rid of my pool completely, which I thought was way over the top. They threatened to call the police, which I also told them they were welcome to do. Unfortunately, they contacted my landlord, who is Asian, and her position is always to never rock the boat. Even if it never happens again, she will always think you are causing it, and we don't want her to cause problems with us. Now I'm angry that she would bow down to unreasonable demands from others rather than defending her tenants' rights. This was a one-time accident due to a clogged drain. How can they demand I change something that I'm well with my rights to do? If my landlord submits to them, what recourse do I have? Alright, so let me see if I got this straight here. You failed to clear a drain, leading to you having your kiddie pool flood the neighbor's unit, and you're upset that they're upset at you and don't want the pool to come around again because lo and behold, something like this probably is some stupid act you're bound to do again. Also, you're acting like you live in the only unit that the landlord happens to own. And just a little bit of a fun fact, if your neighbor happens to call your landlord, it's most likely that that landlord is also their landlord. But no, I can guarantee you're probably not thinking of that all too much. Kit Kats for life, a woman demands free candy due to waferless chocolate. A UK woman by the name of Redacted is currently making some waves on the internet. After the 20-year-old purchased a pack of 8 Kit Kat bars from the market, she was demanding a lifetime supply of the chocolatey treat. Why, you ask? Because the pack she bought was missing the wafer filling. According to Yahoo News, the law student from London penned a letter to Nestle with her demands and allegedly referenced a case from the 1930s to back up her actions. She writes in her letter, "The truth of the matter is, manufacturers owe a duty of care to customers. The specific duty you Inconsistency in your manufacturing process. The failure to take due care in the manufacturing process resulted in a product being defective. The loss I have suffered is of monetary and emotional significance, she says. It's a Kit Kat bar, you dunce. You're in the UK, so what is that, like £1.70? What emotional trauma did the waferless Kit Kat do to you? Not only would she like a full refund of the defective pack, she goes on to say that she wouldn't rule out taking this further if Nestle does not apologize or compensate her adequately. She is in her second year at this college in London and believes Nestle is in the wrong, referencing some online chat forums full of other people with similar complaints regarding the chocolate was missing the necessary crunch. Nestle has a huge following, and I don't think these mistakes are acceptable, she says. I'm trying my luck. If you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah, you just gotta love it. You get one case where a person spills hot coffee on themselves and McDonald's gives them $10 million, even though the hot coffee cup said it was hot. Ma'am, just take the refund and get out of everybody's life. Jesus Christ. People like you are the reason a lot of people don't like lawyers. What do you want to bet I could see this person defending cases where a person didn't like a meal, but they ate the whole meal and they wanted a refund? Inept management. I and a group of 5 others went in there last fall at 10 on a Saturday morning. The owner, I presume, said that they didn't open until 11 and refused to serve us till that time, even when we told them we only wanted drinks and we pay with cash and tip well. An entrepreneur would have been happy to start his day with a $100 sale, not this guy. What do you mean that the person that owned the place didn't want to open 1 hour ahead of time for your group of 6 people? That's absolutely ridiculous. You should get the lawyer from the Kit Kat Post. I've unfortunately had crap like this happen all too well when I've done morning shifts. For some reason, people will pry the door open at my work, and for some reason that triggers it in their mind that we must be open, so they grab their stuff, and then they're wondering why we aren't having anybody at the register to check them out. That, and also, at what point in time are you just gonna do the whole, oh, I'll just be a minute, come in and then say you're gonna be spending $100 in drinks? When is $100 in drinks little? Also, as a side note, if you are bugging a place to come in and let you drink at 10 a.m., you either have a holiday going on that you think that you are entitled to get, or you and your buddies have a problem. AA is probably right down the street. Hello, please, no negative comments and no referrals to a nursing home or assisted living. I am a 50-year-old woman looking for a room to rent with my own bathroom and off-street parking in a home that is kept clean, a walk-in shower with safety bars, no pets, no kids, for $300 or less per month, including utilities, and in walking distance of stores and restaurants. No partiers, no addicts, or liars. Preferably with a nurse that can do daily wound dressings. Oh, what? You don't want assisted living recommendations? Why? Because that's pretty much what you're asking for. You know what? I would also like a place that has rent that cheap. That would be pretty nice and all. 1 star. I wanted to give this place a shot again because I started going to this place on Metropolitan Avenue a few blocks away. I had a slice and a drink, which came to $7 and change. A little expensive, but it didn't bother me too much. I ordered to eat in, and my pizza slice was so hot, it burned the roof of my mouth. I think if someone is eating in, and it's one slice, it doesn't need to be in the oven for more than 30 seconds, a minute at most. My slice was in there for much longer, and the cheese became molten hot. If someone is eating in, they will eat it immediately, so it only needs to be heated up a little bit. If it's takeout, the pizza will cool down on the way, so it should be heated for longer. It seems like they do takeout orders and eat-in orders for the same amount of time. My mouth is in pain right now. I could have waited for it to cool down, but I had things to do ASAP and just wanted a simple quick bite. Then don't get something that's freaking hot when you're on a time constraint, okay? Gonna fill you in on a little bit of a pizza boy secret, considering I used to work at a Papa John's and all that jazz. nowadays. The pizza's gotta be cooked or else you just get dough and then you get sick and all that shit. So bottom line, you're giving a place a 1-star review because they did their job and the pizza came out fresh. Yeah, nah, stuff like this makes me very much wish that business owners could dispute reviews with Google so that it doesn't wind up having these just stick around because somebody had their entitled time ruined by a hot, fresh pizza. Hey, I was just thinking about the day when I moved into this street and the ex came over to drop off the kid. The Sri Lankan neighbors thought that she was moving in too and gave her a bag of containers of homemade curry to welcome us to the building. She took it home and ate it and then brought me back the empty Tupperwares to wash and return. This after kicking me out of my kid's home. It's like a chapter fresh out of my favorite book, Harry Potter and the Audacity of this Bee. I'm pretty certain if you bring up this unfortunate situation to your neighbors, they'll be more than happy to make you some more food because I've had some Sri Lankan food before. It's pretty good. But yeah, no, screw your ex-wife. Took the food and didn't even bother to clean out the Tupperware. I know for a fact her dumb butt probably got a sink at her house. I, 44F, divorced my husband, 47M, 2 years ago and have been dating my boyfriend, 45M, since. No cheating. And ex and I were fighting a lot, but the divorce was less litigious than expected. My ex, James, and I were married for 21 years. In the state of Massachusetts, I, as his ex-spouse, was able to stay on his group health insurance. In addition, the judges ordered that since I stayed home to raise our 4 kids, 21M, 19F, 18M, and 16M, that I get alimony for life, or until only I, not my ex, remarried. In terms of health insurance, I'd lose it if either James or I remarried. However, James has been very open about the fact that he hates the idea of marriage/marrying again, even more than he hates me still being covered under his health insurance policy. His exact words were, "Well, lucky for you, it's not emotionally or financially cost-effective for me to marry just to get you off my health insurance." For the entire length of our marriage, part of the reason I didn't work is because my ex is a doctor, and after doing calculations, we realized I'd never make enough to even get close to covering the childcare cost for 4 kids. I checked and saw that if I had continued my administrative job, I'd be making $17 an hour today. I have no chance of making that even now. My boyfriend and I are very much in love. In many ways, I wish I had met him first. He's empathetic, and unlike my ex, he values work-life balance instead of running between a private practice and a psych ward at a county hospital to work 24/7. However, my boyfriend and I don't live together, and besides small presents to each other, we pay for ourselves. Things were good, but my boyfriend changed after I had a pregnancy scare. He said that if I get pregnant again, he was us to be living under one roof, and not like 2 divorced parents, so he proposed. I was upset, but had to turn it down because, love aside, this was my health insurance and only source of income on the line. So you mean to tell me that your only source of income was your ex-husband's alimony? Great. I didn't understand why my boyfriend was so upset and didn't understand. He is a case manager at a nonprofit and we'd be living on half the income I'm currently living on. You mean somebody else's income, if we take out child support. And that is bound to create tension on both sides. Am I the a-hole? Just wanted to add, we cannot move in together either, as the archaic family court laws would see that and assume that my boyfriend and I would be sharing finances, or I would be in some way supported by my boyfriend by the fact of us moving in together. If I could move in together with him and not lose my benefits, we'd be doing so. Get birth control, that's step 1. Step 2 is accept his proposal to live together but not get married. Marriage often doesn't make sense after a long marriage. We can't live together. I'd lose my alimony. Ridiculous if you'd ask me. Apparently, if you live together, the state assumes this other man will be supporting me. You really don't get what you sound like, right? I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but your kids are all old enough to not need a stay-at-home mom. Why not go back to school, get training, get a job? If your ex dies or becomes disabled and unable to pay alimony, you would be screwed as things are. If your boyfriend is employed and has health insurance, when you get married, his health insurance would then be updated to cover you and your kids. I'd never get a white-collar, high-earning job. I will probably be stuck in retail or hospitality, and I don't really see what is so enriching about working just for the sake of it. Even if I did work, my ex would still have to pay me some amount of alimony, and I live by the philosophy that you work to live, you don't live to work. I think people who try to push me into a career forget that I contributed to that household and should deserve to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Yes, which is, what? Staying home and watching the 4 kids, 3 of which are over the age of 18 and very much can take care of themselves. You're trying to say that you contributed as much to the household as the person who's actually able to afford the household? Just to add to my other reply, when I went back to work in 2006, I was 45, just 1 year older than you are now. Upon that realization, I just lost some of the little bit of sympathy I mentioned. Not the a-hole. I'm definitely gonna go against the grain here. If I were your boyfriend, I'd absolutely understand and would be on board to never get married. Why ruin a good thing? You could still live together, just don't actually tie the knot. If you don't have to work, why would you put yourself into a situation where you'd end up needing to? Marriage is literally just a piece of paper. There's no other real benefit unless I've missed something over the past 14.5 years of marriage. Well, unfortunately, Massachusetts law hates women and doesn't allow us to cohabitate, as apparently that means we are likely to be sharing finances. Oh, you mean sharing finances as in a court-ordered legally obligation kind of way, or just some other way, because you're very much getting one of those two. Massachusetts law hates women, gets alimony for life. Fricking lol. A pro tip, ask for cucumbers instead of chips at the Mexican restaurant. Most are happy to accommodate. No, the shit they're not. I can absolutely, without a doubt, guarantee you there was a conversation about you that went on in the kitchen and you are not wanting to hear it. Also, could you have made a face that screams less of a whole ways of, "Ma, there's this cat outside. Hey, we will be on the way soon." Okay, wait, what do you mean, we? Me and my kiddos. Wait, are you serious? Yes, why? Is that going to be a problem? I mean, yeah, kinda. Why? I couldn't find a babysitter, and I didn't want to cancel our plans. I figured this was a better solution. You honestly need an explanation? Fine. First off, you did not once mention that you had a child, let alone multiple. Secondly, our plans were dinner and drinks at a bar and then a movie at my place, neither of which are acceptable places for a child. Finally, the fact that you were willing to not only bring along your children on the first date with a stranger that you don't know from the internet, but bring them to his home makes me seriously question your decision making. That being said, I think I'm out on the whole situation. Good luck, Blank. Hope you find what you're looking for. Seriously? Screw you! How dare you criticize my parenting? My kiddos are angles, and I treat them like it. I just thought maybe you'd be sweet and understanding about my situation, but I guess not. You're just an a-hole like every other guy out there. F you, dude. I hope you are always miserable and pathetic. You are loss. No, he is not loss. This is loss. Having a whole baby is kind of something that's a little hard and a little bit of a douche move to not have that already be known on the dating profile or in some way giving them a heads up that you have the whole baby. All that on top of the fact you thought it was perfectly fine to bring a baby not only to a bar, but to a stranger's house. That's kind of the part that he's trying to highlight there that you don't seem to get registering in your mind. So, yeah, no, I'm with the dude on saying that that's bad parenting and bad decision-making on your part. But yeah, go ahead and blame all dudes on this one because you're obviously not the one at fault here. He wants kids, but I told him I have minimum requirements that need to be met. That is at least a multifamily property of my choice, 2 2 nannies because it is the standard set shown by parents, upgrade 2 times the carat on the ring, monthly cash allowance equal to my income or higher, a mommy travel, and mommy makeover with complimentary tummy tuck. Ma'am's really out here just buying all the entire stock of the Audacity store, aren't you? But with that is going to be it with the video. It's a little longer than I was expecting of a video, but hey, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye-bye.